finally watched that Pokemon on Netflix. Finally
Hmm.
watched it.
How was it?
Ash looks Puerto Rican. I couldn't stop. I just couldn't get away from it. I was like, man, this nigga's ethnic as hell in this one right here, man. Tan skin.
I couldn't sit through it mainly because the mouth flaps don't match with the words that
Yeah,
they're saying,
they
and
don't.
it annoys the hell out of me. So I just gave it up. I just said sorry. We can't. I'm not going. I know how the movie is. So
Yeah, yeah.
so
It's they added, just a few sprinkle of like things that weren't in the old one, but it's the old movie. I mean,
hmm, interesting. I stopped probably like when did I stop? I think Mew was in. I screenshotted where I actually stopped on it, and I was
mhm.
like Mew was in some sort of like water ball, and he was just. I
Yeah.
legitimately stopped like first 12 minutes of the movie. Like I haven't
I
gotten
it
back.
was crazy because I had realized how many people died on that trip over in that hurricane because literally Misty Misty goes, there were so many people trying to make it over here, and Nurse Joy was like, if they didn't make it, they weren't worthy. I was like, oh my god, nigga, what?
Wow.
But it makes
Cold,
sense
cold
that
from Nurse Joy.
they reset everything at the end, so I guess that makes sense. But damn,
That is hilarious. First of all, this is episode 53 of The Lookout. How are you
yeah.
guys doing? I'm Meelz. I'm here at the Platinum Chanel Boy himself, Jeff.
What's up, buddy?
Um, Pokemon things. I mean, I don't think I'm going to ever return to watch a movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Um, but
it's
it would
fair.
have to be
It's
on. It
fair.
would have to be on. It would have to be like on, like in the background, like Big Sean's freestyle, where you had it on in the
Yeah,
background,
and then you
and I'm
just
just,
heard it. You just happened to hear it.
yeah, obviously. Imagine
Ouch.
playing that in the studio as you're trying to make songs.
No,
It's
bro.
what?
I couldn't believe what he was doing. Yeah, like I don't know if like I feel like that was done strategically too, right? Like look at me, I'm
Maybe.
also a nerd, but I got these bars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Maybe Big Sean is a closeted Pokemon fan and we don't actually know about it. Maybe he's on Pokemon Go every weekend in Detroit, like racking up gems and competing in raids and
I
shit.
wonder what the Detroit scene looks like for Pokemon Go. Well, I don't wonder,
Uh,
I guess. I don't want to say I wonder, but like I mean,
Pokemon
is
Go.
there one?
So Pokemon Go, I've been doing pretty good. I mean, all right. So I don't even know where we're going with this intro,
It's
but
okay.
Pokemon Go, right? So I'm back in it. I'm back
You are.
in on it after Sword and Shield kind of really just took me away
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. Like I remember when Sun and Moon came out, like I was still on Pokemon Go because Sun and
Hmm.
Moon was kind of not as good.
Yeah, yeah.
But Sword and Shield 100% took me away from the game. But I'm back in the swing of things. I got another shiny today. I got a shiny yesterday.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah,
Casual
you're definitely
shinies.
back. I haven't
Yeah,
been playing at all. I've
I
been
got a
catching
shiny
things randomly.
Darkrai.
Wow.
Um, I
Did you
got a
get your
shiny.
Markro?
No,
I have two just from previous. I have two.
well,
Two,
we're
bro.
lucky
One was I
friends.
think was a
I'm still
Halloween.
waiting.
I know, right? No, you can have one for real. I haven't evolved either. Like they're
Okay.
just yeah, they're just chilling. Like I haven't evolved either. I got one. One was random, and one was I want to say a Halloween event when Howlendorn was available. I got that one
Oh,
too.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Turn up. Well, save one for
So
me,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah, it's there, bro.
All right. I caught a shiny Puchiano today. It's
Uh,
gold. I like how
yeah,
it
that's a
looks.
really cool shiny. Yeah, it's a really cool shiny.
Yeah, I think so as well. With that said, episode. Phew, what are we talking about today? Oh, I have another thing that I've talked about. This is just life updates. Let's keep going with the life updates. Um, Started Yu Yu Hakusho yesterday.
Okay, nice,
Um,
good man. You're
episode
about to
two.
find some real shit.
I'm in episode two. I need
Yeah.
to right after we finish recording this and I finish cutting, pasting, sliding everything in and uploading it and all the other stuff like that. I'm going to go and watch some more episodes, and that's kind of going to be how I spend my Sunday before Elimination Chamber. So
Good, good man.
I'm happy with that. What else do I have going on?
I've been watching Boo Saga again. It happened on accident.
How that
I
happened on that?
well, I did this thing on like where I open up every episode, like the log on Funimation, and I just kind of like move my controller up and down. and
Mm-hmm.
whatever I land on is where I land. And I literally landed on Human Extinction Attack. But I
Mm-hmm.
watching it again, I know we discussed it on Lookout, but watching it again is like Gold Tinks versus Super Boo is awful.
Yes.
Like I was
Yes,
just
it
watching
is.
it again, like, and I was sober, keep in mind. So I'm like watching it, like, oh my god, this is really bad. Like this is not good at all. Like the episodes aren't really that good. Dialogue is terrible. They make kind of like Gotenks and Trunks look like they have no idea what martial arts or fighting even is. So and it's
Mm-hmm.
just a little something, just something I noticed.
What I've also been watching. So Team Four Star is currently doing a playthrough of Dragon Ball Kakarot.
Oh wow.
Granted, I've already watched a complete playthrough of someone else playing it.
Yeah, but it's them
But I
though.
was like, yeah, it's them. It's the
Yeah,
guys with the voices. Come on, I gotta
yeah,
watch it.
got to.
Um, it's a very long game. They're
Yeah.
playing it way longer than whatever guy. I guess the first person who I sort of watched it with was just like gunning through the game. It was like, listen, we're not even, or whatever they recorded, they just didn't record any of the other stuff, like the little
Mm-hmm.
other adventures. But it's a fucking long ass game. Like they're uploading like 40 minutes, 5 days a week, and it's taking so long for them. Finally, they're gonna start, I guess, the Boo arc,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting considering the fact that their show ended before the Boo arc actually
Right.
could get underway. But
Still $60, man. So I'm gonna hold off for a while. But
yeah, I would hold off for a while. I would hold off.
spring, summer, man,
If,
I'll be able to get it
if another
40,
game comes out,
35.
I might just skip it entirely. Like it might be one of those. Um, Gosh, what else have I been doing in my life? Um, oh, boom. So I have to talk about this, my friend. So there's a new Digimon anime coming out.
Yeah,
It is, let me not say new Digimon anime. It is the same people
yeah,
as it always is, because I think one thing that they've realized is that people only want to see the same seven digi, same seven
yeah. I
to eight
kind
digi
of
destined.
I feel like it. I feel like it's difficult for them to like reset from a character perspective because
Mm-hmm.
Digimon, to me, I'll be honest, I think there's still a very like nice niche spot for them if they do things the right way. I do. Like I feel
No,
like
I
they
think it's a
could.
wrap for them. I don't
I
know.
don't, man. I think there's something there for them. It's just they have to be consistent. Like it can't be, you know, 2 3 years separated from every time you guys want to come back and do something.
Here's what I'll say, because I feel like we're also going to have some episode. We're going to record something on Digimon in the near future. So make sure you stay subscribed to the lookout.
Yeah.
Um, Here's what I'll say. I think because they're essentially taking all the characters that they did and repurposing the story. So it's going to be a
Hmm.
new story with the same seven. It's like some alternate dimension,
Right.
Trunks's dimension, version of Digimon. So they have the opportunity to do something that they didn't do with the original, which was make multiple seasons featuring the same cast.
Right.
Um, as opposed to multiple seasons with new casts, like this is Power
Which
Rangers
is
or something like
important
that.
if you want the shit to work, you know.
Right. Um, I think they're maybe taking from a My Hero Academia perspective, and it's like,
Hmm.
okay, let's truly establish all of these people
So they're
here
gonna try.
because
They're gonna
I
try.
think so. I
Yeah.
think so. Well, that's at least my idea. I have no idea what they're actually going to do, but that's at least my idea going into it. Is that okay? You have the opportunity here to do season one with these same seven Digidestined, season two,
Hmm.
season three, and come up with new stories and new problems, and have them grow into teenagers and have all types of feelings and all this other stuff, as opposed to doing what they did in the past, which was the season one,
Right.
and then season one ended, and that was that. And they were all adults, and it was weird because they
Yeah,
got
that was a
married, had
yeah.
kids with various colored hair.
Hmm. The
All
movie
this other stuff.
was I liked the movie. I enjoyed the film.
I still haven't watched the movie.
Yeah, you should
I
really check
know
it out.
I'm lying. I have. I just
The
don't remember
soundtrack is
most stuff
incredible.
that's in it. Okay, all
The
right.
soundtrack is incredible. Yeah.
It reminded me too much of the actual show. They were like fighting in space, though, right?
At some point near the end, like the final fight, I think they do take. But remember, it's really beautifully done. It was great music, and of course, you got to see some crazy digivolves. So
Mm,
you know,
interesting.
it's
Okay.
dope. It's dope.
One thing that you haven't talked about that you've been watching, or at least that you watch, you texted me and Pat with the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! For whatever reason that you were
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
Please explain. Explain yourself.
Uh, it was just a day where I was like, I want to turn something on that I don't like. I just normally would not go back, and I have not rewatched Yu-Gi-Oh in a very, very very long time. And I used to play, so I have love for it. And then I like scrambled around and found some of my cards while I was watching. But yeah, I'm at the end of season one right now. Pegasus is an asshole. I still like Merrick like I did. I can't take Joey's voice. Yugi's hilarious, but from a writing perspective, I mean, it's awful. And the game
Now,
is
is
like the
it
way that they play season one is obviously, they're like no sacrifices or anything. So everything is so quick. It's like, oh, I just drew another blue eyes here,
right?
So it's
Is
all
it
over the place.
is it awful because it's American dialogue, or is it just awful in general, no matter the language?
No, I just think like I
It's
think
just
that
bad.
because to me the card game got so like I feel like at first, yes, the anime was it was bigger than the card game, but then the card game kind of actually went off in real life, and it's hard to like it's hard to feel season one properly. Like it,
Hmm.
episode one, so many things happen like so fast. Kaiba comes in, rips up a card, has to battle. It's it's
All in the
it's
same
like
episode. I
yeah, it's
remember it.
very fast. Like his grandpa gets beat up, it's taken in like a slave. It's like crazy. And then like Yugi just the Millennium Puzzle's not really explained right away. You know,
Hmm.
so I don't know. But it's Yu-Gi-Oh, so I enjoyed it. I'm right now. Um, Pegasus just kind of introduced Toon World and took Kaiba's blue eyes, so that's where
You
I
know
am
what?
right now.
Maybe for the next season, we should do a sort of poll on like maybe we have people pick what kind of like old, kind of like kid
Hmm.
friendly, nostalgic anime
Yeah,
they would like us to cover for
I
a full
see people
season.
really really loved Sailor Moon, which was it was dope to see. I enjoyed Sailor Moon even as a boy. So I thought
Yeah.
like I thought Tuxedo Mask was hard as fuck. Like every time I
Well,
saw him on
that's
the show,
that's your uncle right there.
you know
Like,
what I'm saying? Like I know, but just in general, like I thought it was a dope show. Like it made a lot of sense, and I loved Power Rangers too. And this was like, I mean, obviously one is live action, one's not, but I had it gave me that kind of feel, but it was cool for like boys and girls. But yeah, it was dope, man.
that's cool. That's always cool.
And you're
Um,
watching Yu Yu. Yu Yu, the creator of Yu Yu, is married to the creator of Sailor Moon, who also made Hunter x
Boom.
Hunter. So it's kind of cool.
Listen, it's a family. What I can say from here is okay. We should probably get into the episode.
I know, right?
But shoot, I buried the lead on what I actually want to say during this episode.
Oh yeah,
Maybe I should just do it next episode. Hmm. We'll
we
do
got
it
off talking
next
about a lot of
episode.
different things today.
Yeah, we'll do it next episode. I 100% bury the lead, but I'm going to hold myself to next
Let's see what's
episode,
happening.
and because we still have these stickers and we need to give them out.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, next episode. Next episode.
Next episode, you'll get all the information on how you get all the stickers and stuff like that, or maybe you'll just follow the lookout RNC on
Yeah.
Twitter, and you'll find out how to get all the stuff that we got here. Um, but yeah, I mean, Demon Slayer once again, season one, we're still covering it, we're still going through it. Last episode, shout out to Justin OG Johnny 5 for coming through and
Absolutely.
diving in. He's currently now watching My Hero Academia. I wish him the
Man,
best.
I
I
wish
feel
I
like
could
it's
see
now
it happening.
I feel like now just the watching of it, it's in spite of us telling him
Oh yeah,
that
no,
he
he's
would.
definitely only doing it because he thinks
Yeah,
that we know he's gonna hate it.
but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, what if he calls you and he's like, "Yo, this shit is incredible."
I texted him because he's actually watching as we record. He's actually watching it right now. So he actually add us on Instagram. Um, and I asked him, I was like, hey, because I was like, episode 9 is when it really, really heats up. That's when the terrorist
Right.
attack happens. He says, Deku's not so bad. So Cap. But
Okay. Right.
Deku's not so bad. I like his story. He says Kachan is a fucking hater and I want him dead. The complete opposite of most people on this thing. Um, he says he likes the ice nigga and likes the
Yeah.
fucking naval laser nigga. So maybe
Well,
more
all right. I
updates
mean,
on
that's
J5
more
and My
positive.
Hero in the
Yeah,
future.
that's more positive than I thought.
Maybe we run it back.
J5 is
Maybe we
literally on my hero watch right now. So
listen. My Hero Watch. I love it.
that's it. Yeah, we give him a whole segment.
With that said, we're continuing Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, shout out to him for coming on the last episode. This episode, we're talking about so much. Tamari Demon, Arrow Demon, great choreography, great visual effects. Tanjiro meets a new set of friends that becomes his future set of friends, and even to the latest manga chapter, which dropped today. You haven't been keeping up with the manga, right?
Slowly. I don't not as they drop, but yeah, I'm reading.
Listen, they're still around, so you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's spoilers for y'all, but they're still around.
Yeah.
So making essentially lifelong friends, and battle some demons along the way. So you know what? Let's get into that. We'll talk about it all up next.
And we are back as always. Yeah, once again, episode 53 of this entire thing. We got it. How do you feel about the series thus far? Just in general. We've cleared, what have we cleared thus far?
I think we haven't even touched the best parts, which is crazy considering, the shit that we've been watching is still so good.
Yeah, we've been marking out the beginning. We loved the where he did the final selection. Then we had the Swamp Thing, and we did that. Shout out to Justin on that episode.
Yeah, great episode.
But there's so much more.
No, we have not hit the things that you guys have listened to so far. Like, we're really just getting into the meat of the series. So
yeah, we're approaching. I think especially, including this episode. I want to say, you know what? I'm not even going to say including this episode. After this episode, we're going to really be approaching the zenith.
I think so.
Everything going on here.
I think so.
And kind of what the series truly is about. And it's interesting because we kind of get to look at it now. As we're, you watching this for the first time, you were like, oh, okay, this is all cool. This is all cool. Mm-hmm. But when you've absorbed as much information about the series as we've had, we watched the episodes, we've read the manga, you really get to see, I don't want to preview the next episode too much, but it's going to essentially the series is going to start filling out.
Definitely.
Various characters that you'll see, the various dangers that they will encounter, which is, they're encountering danger already, but
that's
it's going to get more dangerous.
If we set somebody down and made them just watch these episodes that we're about to talk about right now, they would probably be like, wait, this isn't there's more because these are really good, and it's a lot of action, a lot of drama, a lot of death, but it's very, very good. It's fun. It's exciting. So yeah, the fact that it really starts picking up after this says a lot about the series.
Well, let's start talking about the episode then, because we are talking about, I think we're talking about episodes 9 through 14.
Yeah, it starts at 9.
We're starting with episode 9 through 14. I've watched these episodes back, gotta be at least four times in the last week.
About that.
Because these are, it's just, and here's the thing, we keep saying this every episode. It's oh my God, they really stepped it up. The shit that they did here, but it gets better.
It gets better. The animation in these episodes are they're very, very good. The choreography you would think would be, it's like when you watch live choreography and you're like, oh, this is really good, but then seeing it from a drawn cartoon anime perspective, you're like, damn, man, this is you be deep in it. It's every episode feels like a movie.
Absolutely.
It's great, man. It's so good.
It's they managed to fill it out really well. The last time that we got caught up, Tanjiro and Nezuko were in the house of Tamayo and Yushiro, and they were talking about kind of catching them up on demons and all this other stuff like that. When two huge, I wouldn't even say huge balls, but two deadly balls just come flying through the window, destroying the entire house. And that was where we end, and we get to see that we're going to. It is Tanjiro. It's actually kind of like a handicap match. It's Tanjiro, Nezuko, Yashiro, and Tamaya. You know, in
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
She comes
definitely.
in. A little handicap match versus the Temari Demon and the Arrow Demon, who have actual names, but I'm just gonna call them Temari Demon and Arrow Demon because you know what? I'm good.
Yeah, that's the best way to go about this.
Fun fact that I think you'll love about the Temari Demon. Fun fact.
Me?
Let me see how much you'll actually love this.
Let me see.
Have you watched the dub of this at all?
No, I have not.
Okay. So in the dub, the Temari Demon's voice actor is the same as Neferpito in Hunter x
Really?
Hunter.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
No, I did not know that. I have not. You know how I am. Like, I will watch the dub when it's complete. For this season, but I'm still watching sub. But I did not know that. I do love that actually. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, listen, these people are getting
I
work.
love Nepo people. So yeah, they're getting money, man. They're getting money.
Yeah, listen, they're getting work. They're going. We got to go through all the voice actors because all of these voice actors in this series, I think, a lot of them are very young. Some of them not, but some of them are very, very young, and especially the English ones. I'm more speaking about the English ones because I'd love to get a voice actor on the show, and we've been reaching out, and we hopefully we get one sooner than later. But I'd love to get a voice actor on the show, just kind of the journey of a voice actor. Mm-hmm. But just hearing some of these voices and getting those memories and things like that. Like when I watch now, because of all the wealth of like anime that I watch, I don't even want to say I've watched like a lot, but now because of all the animes that I'm watching, I'm noticing very different. I was like, oh my God, that's the same voice.
Yeah,
like,
it happens.
You see like, whoa, All Might's voice is in like every other anime.
Right. It's like, damn, that sounds like Gone. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I know for sure Deku in My Hero Academia's voice is definitely used. It's like the same voice. He doesn't even bother like disguise it or change it. It's in the same as in Dr. Stone. Is in one of the characters as well, but it's just so it's interesting with the voice actory world. But back to the demon world, the Temari Demon and the Arrow Demon. I mean, this fight to me, I think we can talk about it in two different parts. And one of the parts is the actual like animation direction of this fight.
Yes,
because my God, it is one of the best I've seen in anime personally.
Yeah, no, so one thing that I admire about the series is what they decide they want to separate into. I don't know. I don't want to call it like, I don't know if it's a 3D or they do very well with separating regular animation and then like the CGI. Video game is CGI feel, and they don't overdo it. They have huge emphasis on eye color, blood, and like the different aromas. Like they put a lot of emphasis on
visual effects.
Things. Yeah, but not everything, which that makes it always pop out. Like when you see blood and Demon Slayer on this series, it's so defined. It's like it looks great. Body parts, they do everything so well, and then they know what to keep back. They know what to keep dull, or not even dull, but they know what to keep regular, visually anime wise. And these episodes show it so well, man.
I mean, I think of the choreography and having to think of the choreography when two, I guess these medicine balls, and then it eventually becomes 6. So it's like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And the choreography and moving all these moving things, the animation, including all of the arrows and things like that. Mm-hmm. And just the logic behind all of that, just creating the logic behind these two monsters and what they do in the series.
They look impossible to stop. The balls, it's like you look at them, you're like, how are they gonna get past this situation?
Yeah, you can't stop them unless you have some telekinesis or something. Like you're not really gonna stop them. They're homing. They it's not like they go after heat or any particular thing. They just come after you. If they decide they're coming after you, they're coming after you. It doesn't even matter.
A really cool power that I thought I wouldn't really respect or like care for.
Right.
But when they show you the action of it and how it actually works, it's really dope.
I mean, Tanjiro's lifting, he's ducking, he's jumping, he's weaving, he's bobbing, he's doing everything of the sort. I love the logic behind. I think logic is so important. You know what? Logic is super important when it comes to fights, and we have experience kind of going through, a series of anime where maybe logic wasn't sort of the main,
even
wasn't the main force behind it. Maybe it was just
right.
more of like how it looks and the characters involved that kind of were, that kind of sold the fight, as opposed to like, how did we get here and how did we do this?
Even though we know that this is not a real world.
Mm-hmm.
The fights make sense. The moves, the techniques, they make sense, and that's important.
Let me tell you, the moment where Tanjiro, he got the arrow wrapped around his arm, which is insane, and and then he did the backflip, and then he said, "Oh, the only way I'm going to be able to evade these arrows is if I sort of use the direction of it and manage to change the direction and also use the direction as momentum." And he learned it from just that little thing of doing that backflip.
Yeah. He is a learner
going in the
during battle. Like every battle, he's like figuring something out using his brain.
Thus far, we talked about that. I mean, we're gushing about this animation direction. What are your favorite moments of this fight thus far? Because there's a lot of moments.
I may be getting ahead just a little bit, but Nezuko going back and forth with the demon, kicking the medicine ball. That was just so cool. Like that is my favorite scene in this this episode for sure.
I love that they kind of parlayed it into this bit of development, and you learn a little bit more about Nezuko, because not only is she just a demon who's just like, because initially, yes, her leg gets completely like cut off. It's like she goes to kick it, and it's like, don't kick it, and then her leg like comes clean off. And it's
Nezuko has something unique with her being separated from other demons. It appears that she still has her human will way more than anybody else. So revenge or being able to overcome something just because she still has human will and these traits that separate her from other demons, and that's what makes her unique.
Right. And I think, just what also makes her unique is her ability to regenerate. And also, you see it, she becomes stronger. It is not even a thing of like, oh, I'm regenerating and you're going to cut off a limb again right afterwards.
Right.
Like, she comes back stronger and she's kicking that ball back. And even the Temaris demon herself is like, whoa, like, I'm going to have to actually use my full power because she's kicking no one's supposed to be able to touch these. Like, I just kicked it through a demon's head 2 minutes ago. So the fact that she's managing to kick these back and present this sort of, resistance to what I'm doing is just like incredible. It's like, whoa, holy crap. I think another part, she's
still so innocent. She's still so innocent.
Yeah.
The pat on the head. the pat on the head is really funny to me.
I think one of my favorite parts is just the Tanjiro's fight with the arrow demon, because it's just the logic behind it and we just talked about it a few minutes ago, but the logic of using the arrows for his own momentum and managing to, take his own power, his own breathing, his own water breathing, and manage to manipulate it in certain ways, and also incorporate the demon's own demon art and incorporate the water breathing with the demon's demon art, and manages to overcome and slices his head clean off. I think that was incredible. Like, just visually how it looked with all the arrows combining with the water.
Yeah.
And
I just loved it. Like, I know we praise this show more than we put it down 100%, but I'm about to
put it down in a couple. Just give me some time.
I know it has to happen, but I'm just the way that they tell the story with it's to me, it's really difficult to tell a story while a fight scene is happening, and they just do it well every time, which I think is just one of the highlights of what this show has.
Yeah, it's there's just so much different things. Another one was God, one of my favorite moments. Yushiro's head getting blown completely off. I thought that was hilarious and incredible. And his head just getting clean knocked off was like, whoa, okay. And then like the little stems from the neck eventually like regenerating, like they don't teach you that on Namek. Like they don't.
No, yeah, this is real shit right now.
Yeah, like he's managing to communicate with no head, but also you see all the fibers and the little nerves and everything growing back when his head eventually comes back, and I'm just like, ooh,
Still
cool.
talking shit as it's growing back.
Right, and poor Temayo, she's got like a chunk of her head.
Yeah, like those medicine balls were taking out chunks, but at exactly the shape of the ball. Like there was no, like it's a strange like hit.
Yeah,
like, there is no
it's just like, okay, you got hit with part of it.
Going. Yeah,
it's not like it's exploding against your head. It's just like you get hit with part of it. Once again, the logic behind it. You know what I also love? When Tanjiro cut off the head of that demon, and then the arrow demon was like, nah, you're gonna die now. So he puts all his arrows in Tanjiro, and he puts all the arrows in him, and it's kind of like a moment of a ticking time bomb, because he's like, yo, there's like 8 arrows in me, and I'm about to swing whatever way and break all of my limbs.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing. The way he handled it was amazing. He used his own, breath, water breathing to kind of lessen the impact, but still kind of breaks his legs and breaks his ribs and all the other stuff. And at the end of the fight, you see him. He's crawling across the floor with his, Nichiren sword in his mouth, and he's like, I gotta save the other people. And then, we conclude the fight with Tamayo's blood demon art doing the damn thing, wrapping it up. How do you feel about that moment in general?
Well, so at the final moment, first of all, Muzan is like, he's something else, bro. You can't even say this man's name.
Mm-hmm.
Without
as a demon, you cannot say his name.
You can't say his name, man, which is like really some boss shit, but I thought I will say it was something that I wasn't expecting it to end that way, which is cool, because from that point, we look at our heroes, right? We look at, at some point I just thought there would be some dramatic finish, Tanjiro figures it out, or Nezuko saves the day, and
right.
This was it was different, and again the effects, the I don't know what the aroma.
Yeah, it was like blood sleeping out of her body.
Yeah, that was very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, the blood demon art. She cuts herself, which is incredible. She cuts herself and then asks the question. And apparently, this aroma is like, now you can't lie. Your brain functionality.
Yeah, that's a real lesson.
A little bit, and like so you see the smoke and the blood and the aroma, and I think it's called, what does it say? I think it says magic aroma of daylight, which is just daylight is the demon's worst enemy. And she asks her, is like, how could you support someone like Muzan? And she's like, Muzan is the best. And then she realizes, oh shit,
you never said his name, have you?
Yeah. And she's like, no, please, I didn't mean to. And then I think I don't know if it's Muzan's hand.
Bro, okay, let's talk about this. Because
that was sick, by the way.
That was sick because I feel like Muzan has a situation down to T where if like whatever he puts in his blood, it reacts to saying his name. And if that happens, it's almost like a self-destruct type of thing, like you're dead. That's it. It's over.
Right. I mean, we saw it last with the swamp demon who didn't even want to say his name. He was like, please don't make me say his name. And then we actually see it when the Temari demon herself, she says it. Her body starts convulsing. 3 arms burst out of her mouth, her chest, and her stomach. And it's sick the way it is. The colors. First of all, the color palette in here is just the general area with just the atmosphere, the setting itself, Tamayo, the everything. Is just incredible. And then the hand comes out her mouth and then crushes her head. Yeah.
I mean, don't say his name.
Yeah, and Yoshiro's like, yo. That's how I legitimately, if I was there, that's how I would react. I would be like, yo, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was cold. That was cold.
And then it's like, yo, look at the respect that Muzan has for you guys. Like, you can't even say his name. You can't even mention him. If you do,
it keeps Muzan's track record clean too. You know, there's no way for him to be tracked or even talked about, and that tells you the type of villain that he is.
That's so fire, man.
It's a very fire like ability for a bad guy.
I bet if a dictator or some sort of like major terrorist could do that, that would be
no, that's real shit. But like I said, it keeps him in perspective of what he actually is, and he's the original demon. So this makes sense for him to have that type of ability. I mean, it's very cool, and that way we don't ever have to ask. Damn, Tanjiro can't find where he is. Why don't he just ask these motherfuckers who he's beating up? But now we know why they can't.
So Tanjiro goes over to the body and he looks. He was like, "Oh, it's one of the demon moons." Up, actually, she's not a demon moon at all. She's a liar. Yeah. But I like the little moment of just like, come play with me, because it's it's the standard trope that is going to continue throughout the series of these demons having actual memories and having these human experiences that have influenced heavily their demon art and their demon of who they are and all these other things like that. Like she says, like, come play with me. And then you realize that at the end of the day, it's probably just a little girl who just wants to be played with, who has a ball. Yeah. It's
we talk about they humanize them 9 times out of 10 every time they're about to face true death, a final death. I mean they've died because of these demons, but when the demon dies, it's almost like they get to be human just for their last moments, which is interesting. It's definitely strange. It's like because the way that the humans die, I mean obviously it's terrible. It's probably fairly gory, and there are no goodbyes. And when the demon actually has his last day, whether it's the sun through battle, whatever, or through Muzan, they still witness some type of human traits in the very end.
This fight gave me bad memories of dodgeball.
You didn't like dodgeball, man?
In high school? Nah, I was not, because I am as we say, non-athletic. So
okay.
I hated dodgeball because as a kid in high school, we used to have a high school dodgeball all the time. It's mad pressure, by the way. Just uber amounts of pressure, because there'll be that line. I very rarely, because here's the thing: the balls that we had in my high school, it wasn't like the ones like these. These are like,
you sure?
You remember those balls that they had,
the red
dodgeball,
the red ones
that make a sound when they hit you,
and and they're outlined with like small square ridges on the outside.
Yes,
so you can grip them. Yeah.
So we had that in I had that in
90 shit.
Elementary school, but I did not have that in high school, because apparently you beam someone with that red ball,
it's a wrap. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Yeah.
Your head is getting clean to clear off, like those demons were. So in high school we had these little plushie, not even like plushie, but it was obviously like not the same material. They were these yellow balls that like you could throw and they might curve and shit, but like it was like close to Nerf, but not actually Nerf balls. Right. So I hated throwing them because like these weren't good to throw, and I was non-athletic at all. So I would throw them. I remember once I eliminated somebody, and then they said, "Your foot, you went over the line, so it doesn't count." And you were actually eliminated. And I was sick. And then there was another time where, and excuse me if I'm just this triggered my dodgeball memories.
No, I understand.
Being one of the last 3 on my team, and like, what am I doing here? I'm the last 3 by virtue of me not wanting to be involved at all.
Man, he knew it was over. He's like, damn, I could not be here right now.
He was like, no, I can't be here. I need to leave. This is way too much pressure. Like, I'm not going to be the one to save the team.
Right.
I'm going to throw it, and they're going to catch it, and I'm going to be
fairy
out.
Tale ending?
No fairy tale.
Did you watch the movie?
Dodgeball, yes.
Okay.
I don't remember how it goes. I watched it once. I just remember if you can throw a wrench, you can throw a ball.
Okay, yeah. Classic.
And oh no, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a
wrench,
ball.
you can dodge a ball. Yeah, and he threw the wrench at him, and he did not. He did not dodge
it. Fun times.
Good times. Yeah, good times, man.
Let's get into a little bit of a very polarizing character. We're gonna talk about both of these characters because they're introduced fairly close to one another, and you know,
you can tell off the bat they're meant to be companions just visually, you know. So
oh yeah, for sure. So the first new companion piece we meet to this entire series, Zenitsu.
Yeah, Zenitsu. I have a theory behind Zenitsu.
Please do. Please talk.
Okay, so as the series goes on, you'll probably our listeners will understand this even more if they don't know already. To me, I do feel as if he has bipolar disorder. That's one. Two, I feel like they were making this show, and on the early stages, they were like, man, this is we're doing a really good job doing this, but we don't have anything annoying right now. And they don't have, listen. They're, you know, I feel like
you're softening my blow. You know this, right?
Dog, I mean, he is very, 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 very annoying. And I accepted it because I had realized that they weren't giving us much filler in this series. And so I kind of just use him. I'm like, all right, you know what, Jeff, he's just filler. He's crying all the time. He's whining about having no bitches, you know, like it's very, very, very annoying. And I just figured they had to do it because the show was going way too well. It's going way too well, man. The series was going way too well, man. And
I don't support your theory. I don't support your theory at all.
We gotta plug somebody in.
It's super annoying. You know, I want to give props. I'm gonna link you to this. I want to give props to the actual voice actor, Alex Lee, who's the voice actor for this, and he has a little video on his Twitter page of him behind the scenes recording Zenitsu. And the only thing I want to give him credit for is the fact that his vocal cords haven't fully just ripped completely out of his body at this point, because Zenitsu is not a quiet character at all. There's a lot of screams. I
haven't heard his dub, so I don't know how annoying the dub is.
He screams a lot.
Okay, the sub is annoying as it is, so like I haven't even heard the dub version yet.
So I just sent you the link. You can look in it whenever. We're going to include the link eventually. But he screams a lot, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs during this entire episode. And Zenitsu is pretty much, I mean, great look in my opinion. Just the look of him is incredible.
Yeah.
The yellow, the orange blends into each other. The black.
And as you learn more about him, like he is a extremely cool character.
Yeah.
But man, you got to get through some stuff.
My favorite part is what happens to him in the next arc.
Spiders. Oh my god, dude.
But
we'll talk about him more for sure.
But yeah, Zenitsu, he's a polarizing character, I would think. I think there's a sect of fans who really love him. There's a sect of fans who really hate him. But he is going to be one of them. Yeah, because it was a little bit too clean cut thus far with Tanjiro.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a little bit too clean cut. And some things need to be a little messy. And I think that's where Zenitsu comes in, and that's I also think where Inosuke comes in.
Yeah, I like Inosuke.
Inosuke, very distinct look. Boar's head. That's all you need to know. When you look at this manga, I mean, when you look at this anime, even the manga itself, when you look at the anime and you kind of see this character wielding, first of all, any character with double blades is just...
It's a win.
Yeah.
I'm all in. Yeah, I'm all in.
And they're jagged too. So it's like, even like, oh, you're just cool. You just period. So he's got a boar's head on. He was apparently raised by boars. Go figure.
All right. Interesting. I want to see clips of that.
He is uber competitive.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's short-tempered, uber competitive, likes to challenge himself, likes to challenge others, likes to do the whole nine of things. And even the moment where he meets Tanjiro, and even when he meets Zenitsu, like it's all the same moment.
He has a
It's
lot of
all
confidence.
Yeah, he's got a lot of confidence, and he wants to kill a lot. I mean, he jumps into things without examining the consequences, which really becomes a major kind of like thread in his development as the series goes on.
Yeah.
And
My final assessment, because I mean I'm a little ahead, but he's absolutely gorgeous as well. But that's a whole other.
A beautiful. No, he's beautiful.
Without the boar's head, he's gorgeous.
Yeah. No, we see him in a couple episodes after that, like without the boar's head, just chilling around, and he's a beautiful man. Even Tanjiro in the dub, he was like, you're very beautiful, and you have like these girl like features, and he's like, yo, what the hell? Like, it's incredible. But we meet them both ahead of. Well, actually, we don't meet them both ahead, but we meet them, dealing with this next arc that we're going to talk about. We're just clearing it out. We're doing both of these in this episode because they're so close to one another, and
there's not 5 episodes splitting them.
Yeah, so it just is what it is. But the drum house, that whole drum house sort of situation, it's one of the most unique. Once again, them taking a sort of theme for a monster, just the most unique theme for a monster with that, and just kind of like, no pun intended, turning it on its head. Like, and once again, we're gonna gush the animation, the direction,
you guys already know,
the thoughts, the logic, everything behind it.
I was confused about this, first 2 episodes. I was trying to figure out what is this?
There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of moving parts, which is I think if you're watching this like I did, and you're like, okay, what episode did I miss? Did I miss episode 13 or was it 12 or something? And then you hit the wrong episode. You might end up in a place that you're going to end up in one of these fights because there's a lot of things going on. There's at least 3 separate fights going on, but they all kind of encounter. It's like the way these set of episodes are formatted. It's a tad bit. I think it's a tad bit confusing until it becomes the big fight.
Yeah, I agree. I like up until the big fight, you don't really. You're just like, okay, well.
Because you think like, okay, it's the drum demon that's controlling the house. Obviously, that is who they need to target. But then you have these other sub battles. You get Zenitsu versus the tongue demon, and just to give a little backstory behind this, if you haven't watched it yet, they're going in this house. So there are some kids whose brother got trapped in the house. There's obviously a demon in the house. At some point, a body flies out the window, which I think is cool 10 out of 10 times every time.
Blood also flowing from his body, so
Just throw a dead body out the window, and I'm like, oh, sick. We got to go in that house now. So 10 out of 10 times. So they go in and try to rescue the brother. Tanjiro tries to go in, and then Zenitsu was like, yo, I can't send him in alone. That'd be whack of me. So he goes in himself. And then the 2 kids are afraid of the box that they're left with, which has Nezuko in it, so they run in themselves.
Right.
Apparently, Inosuke has been in this house the entire time. Like, there's so much stuff going on through this entire thing.
And guess who's rolling on the floor, crying? Just guess,
Quickly, because we're going to get to the main event itself, the Zenitsu fight, you get to see Zenitsu's actual power, thunder breathing. Boy, does it look fucking amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It caught me by surprise. Once again, the visual effects, top tier. First off, thunderclap. Shout out to the Elephant Man.
Oh yeah! Wow, I would have never thought we'd have an Elephant Man shout out on our podcast. Goodness. Breaking barriers, Meelz. Shit.
Listen, anime can be, brought in from anywhere. The fact that it's called the first style Thunderclap Flash to me is just like, okay, turn up.
Definitely gonna be a Pokemon move in the next games.
Oh, easily. First of all, the next Jump Force, Would you rather them do a jump? All right, pause for a second.
Sure.
Video game talk.
Yeah.
Do you want a game of this?
Demon
and do
Slayer,
you feel like it would be done well?
Demon Slayer deserves its own game.
Okay.
And I think that there is a place for it.
Do you feel like it'd be done well?
Now that is the issue. So that's the problem, because, and the only reason I'm gonna say no, because I can only go off history, right? So we're talking these One Piece games, the My Hero games, I mean, even Dragon Ball, I feel has missed more than they hit. So
oh yeah,
I feel like history's not on their side. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, Jump Force, I own Jump Force, right? And don't get me wrong, it is not a great game. I own it because of what it is and what it's attached to, So I just off those things, Gundam games. I mean, anime games they're not done well, 9 times out of 10. So I'm gonna have to bet against it, but I hope that it's something incredible. Because I'm gonna check it out, obviously. But yeah, man, history's not on their side.
That new My Hero game has the graphics of like the G-Unit, my buddy.
I know, man. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm sure Demon Slayer will get a game. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, it might not be. I think I think it might be too early to give it a game.
Yeah, we may see that PlayStation 5, the new Xbox, like, I'm sure they'll make it happen, especially considering the dub is going on and it's doing well.
Considering the success in Japan, it's got to have a game. I mean, I would think they're going to go with the games eventually. Once this shit starts selling toys, games is the natural next step. But, I hope it is a game similar to this. I mean, if they go Kakarot style, this whole open world with demons and stuff where you're fighting and stuff, I wouldn't be mad at it because it's not like it's the same game over and over like Kakarot.
Right. I'm reading right now that they apparently do have something in development. But nobody's going to get what they want. Everybody wants an RPG. You're not going to get that. So we'll see.
Not at all. Inosuke, I'm not even gonna say he just sees a demon and kills it. It's not even. It's not even long. You might miss it, to be honest with you. If you're not paying attention, you might miss it because a demon approaches him. And first of all, these 3 demons are in the house because apparently that the boy that they kidnapped has a rare blood type. So all 3 demons are pretty mad because they want to eat the kid, yet all 3 of them can't share the kid apparently. So
greedy, right?
Yeah, they've gotten split up because of the other demons' demon art. There's a whole lot of things going on in the Zumi mansion.
Nigga has an AB negative blood type, and it's a wrap. Like it's over. Like, don't have rare blood in this world. It's a wrap.
Let's talk about the demon. I'm gonna call him Drum Demon, even though he has a name. I think it's Kyogai, or Kyugai.
How do you feel about his design?
I'm
not in love with it.
Maybe
one of the first ones I'm not in love with.
I think I do like it. I mean, I don't hate it.
He's got the African drums sewn to his body.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I like the drums. I like just the overall look of him. I like what he brings. It's not. He's obviously, in terms of all these demons, I think he's the most like transitional.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they just stumbled upon him. It's not like they had to go actually save somebody. I mean, well, yes, they did, but like they kind of like stumbled. Yeah. He held a position as a Lower Moon 6 before. It was taken away. I like this little demon's backstory too. It's very sad boy.
I don't know why. They just decided like, hey, we're gonna make sure you guys know what the hell's up with this guy.
I don't think because he's interesting either way. Like he doesn't have giant balls coming out of it. He doesn't have huge claws. He can't dive underwater. His power is drums that flip the house over and over.
Yeah,
and he might put out a slash here and there, a dark.
I don't think he's a skilled fighter per se. No. He just has a dope ability, which is probably why he got knocked down a level. as far as
Yeah,
you know, his
quite
rank.
honestly, he doesn't seem to be a skilled fighter because both of the demons, all the demons that we've seen thus far, have been specialized in kind of like this hand-to-hand combat type of
Yeah,
deal.
he's a runner. He's a
Um,
runner.
yeah, he's a distance guy. He just keep his distance, and that's kind of it. Um, but he hits his drums. It goes back and forth. There's a lot of beautiful animation direction through this entire thing. The backstory of this demon, the drum demon himself, he was someone who, before becoming a demon, or maybe when he was a demon, was like this artist who like wrote things, and his like whoever he was writing to, his editor, I don't know, was like in terms of the actual dub itself. The editor is like, this is tripe. This is how can you? There's no soul in this. There's no emotion. This is the worst writing that I've ever
That shit
seen
was
in my
fucked up,
life.
man.
And he's like there, like sad on the floor. Eventually, he kills the editor because,
Well, of course.
I mean, yes. But even he gets like he still has all those papers and all the stuff of all the things that he is, and then even he comes across Muzan, and you get to see the little thing. They didn't have to show it. I don't see why they had to embarrass old boy like that. If
You didn't
Muzan
think they had
essentially
to show
taking
it?
away,
I needed to see it. I needed to see
taking
it.
away his demon rank.
It's fucked up, man.
It's bad.
You ever watch
It's
somebody
just-
get fired? Like that's what we had to watch. Like it's just,
like twice though. Like
Yes, yes, dude. It's embarrassing.
so by the time Tanjiro gets to him and they have their fight, and it's a great fight. I mean, in terms of, I would rank it still probably one of the bottom fights, but it's not bad at all.
Yeah, definitely.
But he gets to the fight, and Tanjiro avoids stepping on his papers, and he's just like, "Oh my god!" Like, he's like, and then Tanjiro, as he's about to murk his entire soul, he says, "Kyugai, I really appreciate your demon art." And he stops there and he cries. He's like he's paused. He's taken aback by someone finally appreciating him, and then his head is cut off. So
Yeah, that was it. I mean, there you have it.
there you go. So his head is cut off, and he gets a few little moments where a few tears, like, just runs down his eye. He's like, "Did you really appreciate my demon art?" He was like, "It was one of the best." And he's like,
dog, like,
he's like, he avoided stepping on my papers. Oh my god, someone who truly appreciates me.
I couldn't have been the one because I would have been like, I'm gonna be honest, bro, it was not that good.
Oh my god. Oh shit,
dude. That shit would have been fucked up though.
I mean, it would have been fucked up. I felt for him. I felt for Kyo guy,
Hey.
whatever his name. I felt for him from a writer to another writer, and someone saying your work is trash.
Down there, huh?
I got the sympathy. And then getting fired, another sympathy. And it's not like, so you get your blood demon art, and instead of the mark being removed from your eye, now there's a giant X in your eye,
Right.
as of like you.
Like they
You
know
were.
what happened. Yeah, like they know what happened to you.
It was like, now you got to walk around with this shit on. So it's like, it's bad. But eventually they got out the thing. They kill the demon. Everyone dies. He gets the blood. I like the little cat scene. The little cat.
Yeah. Did you?
Because that cat comes into play later, and I totally forgot about the cat showing up.
I thought the same. I thought the same shit, bro. I was like, oh, okay.
Cat.
It's the cat.
But no, I forgot all about the cat. The cat was very like, okay, the cat's here. He's here to collect the blood. He disappears. Boom, boom, boom. But when we see what happens later, if you're caught up in the manga, it's like, oh, that's the same cat.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Same cat, bro.
And I'll leave it there. But yes, the cat does come back into play if you're interested. If you're a cat person. Aftermath, we kind of get to see the relationship between these three demon things. First of all, Tanjiro has to pretty much give Inosuke the CTE headbutt of all headbutts for trying to kill Nezuko. It is fair, but then they reach. So apparently, as Demon Slayers, you get these perks where you get these little, these Demon Slayer B&Bs.
Demon Slayer B&Bs.
You get these little B&Bs where there's a very old woman who will not only feed you, not only bathe you, not only clothe you, but you get to sleep at their house too. It's nice. It's nice. It's a nice little perk.
I admit, I would enjoy that.
I think we would. Listen, you get the little
pay no
their little
rent.
robes left nothing to the imagine. I was like, isn't it a little low cut for a robe? My man Inosuke is posted up like, yo, here's where I'm sleeping.
Yeah, holla at me.
Had the chest open, all this other stuff like that. He was like, yo, he knows he's beautiful. He does.
What episode is that where they question him about where he puts his blades? Is that later?
It might be.
That's just hilarious. And he like turns around and is like, you just assume that his blades are literally in his ass. Like, yo, this guy is hilarious.
Zenitsu finally gets to see Nezuko for the first time. It's like, whoa, she is hot. She's hot. She like grows up, like she's a little kid. She steps out the box. She steps out, all her limbs are tiny. Then she like kind of like you know, grows. It's like, whoa.
You guys are gonna hear us just, you know, cry and be emotional and love baby Nezuko as long as you listen to us do this show, because it's the cutest thing that I've ever seen.
She's a little Funko Pop, you know.
Yeah, it's entirely true. Like I need both versions. Like when the Funkos come out, which by the way I'm gonna go hard as fuck. But when they actually come out, I definitely need baby Nezuko as an option.
Yes,
100%.
Easily.
Please.
100%. Just the episode 14, the last episode that we're going to talk about, is just all three of them getting to know each other. It's this very like Three Stooges-esque episode, which is good to break the tension, but also like we're developing them as characters, getting them to know the main character, how everyone acts in relation to Tanjiro. It's fun, it's cute.
Yeah.
But that is where we end up today. But the next episode, oh boy. We're wrapping up on the lookout for episode what is this, 53? 53? Boy.
That's great. The next run is special. It's special.
Let me tell you about the lookout episode 54. And these episodes that we're going to, do, which is going to be episodes 15 through 21. If you want to essentially, yeah, it's 7 episodes. So if you guys want to get a head start now, you probably should if you haven't already. But these episodes are the most fearful out of the series yet.
This
is where everything comes into play. All these characters come into play. All these new characters are introduced. They just started airing it dub-wise. There are actually a few episodes in. By the time this airs, there'll be a few episodes in, or maybe actually close to the end dub-wise.
Okay, cool. I was curious where they were. Also, I do want to say that, baby Nezuko walked so that baby Yoda could run. You know what I'm saying? I want to make that clear, man.
Let's make that clear, because I feel like people
respect, man.
Just
they tried to abandon Nezuko after, have you? By the way, I don't know if it's your type of thing. Have you watched The Mandalorian?
No, I have not. No, it's not my thing. To be honest with you,
check it out, man. If you get a moment, man, just check it out.
It's not my thing. I'm gonna check it out. I'll be honest with you. Here's a cold confession I'm making on this podcast.
Was it Star Wars related?
By the way, yes, it's Star Wars related. 50 minutes in. It's nice and deep, so no one will be able to hear
I know, right? Nobody. You're like,
I've never watched a Star Wars.
Oh man, it's okay, dude. I'll give you my Disney Plus login. You can have fun.
Really?
One day. Yeah, wow. Most of them are on there. So
what are friends for?
Yeah, man. Be my guest.
This is what
make a profile
for.
Make a profile.
I will continuously stay in the wooden backpack of your life as you carry me around and guide me through this anime and nerd world.
That's right.
But with that said, this is the end of episode 53. Like we said, the next episode, the Mount Natagumo arc, the Spider Family.
Spider Family.
It
Spiders,
gets real.
man.
It gets real. Are you like spiders? You cool with spiders?
I
Are you
love
afraid
spiders.
of spiders?
I'm not afraid of spiders. Spiders don't necessarily bother me. I love spiders and Hunter x Hunter too. So it was kind of cool
Very
to
true.
have this.
You
Although
might have to do a little family
I know,
versus.
right? Yeah.
You might have to line them up and see how they fare.
I feel like the Phantom Troop are a little bit more vicious, but the spiders in Demon Slayer are more like weird and like the dynamic is so strange that I can't wait to talk about it.
They would be probably closely more associated in the Hunter x Hunter world with the Zoldyck family.
Right, exactly.
With all the dysfunction, yet still
they just
terror.
It's fucked up. Yeah, they're fucked up. Yeah. Fucked up family. We're about to talk about on these next few episodes. So.
But yeah, that'll be episode 54. Make sure you stay tuned, stay ready. Make sure you stay subscribed also to the Lookout on, RNC. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Music. You can find us pretty much anywhere where you're going to find podcasts. You can also follow us on Twitter at the Lookout RNC. It's just like that, spelled exactly how it is. On the Instagram as well. Got a lot of great content on the Twitter, so make sure you hit the follow. We're trying to really get to that 100 follows.
It's coming. It's coming.
Just to start off. So make sure you hit the follow and, see where we're at right now. Yeah, that's it, man. Stay ready, stay prepared, stay blessed. This is the Lookout. We'll see you guys next week.